Whether you're moving across the state or across the country, buying a home long distance presents unique challenges. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to make that relocation just a little bit easier on you. My name is Phil Wells. I'm a real estate agent in Spokane. I also have a network of top agents in North Idaho that can help you there too. Let's get on with the video. The first tip is to understand the place you're moving to. Every town and city has its own vibe and feel and different areas that cater to different lifestyles. So it's important to understand which area is going to be right for you from the outset. You can learn a ton about a city by doing just a little bit of research on places like YouTube. Try find those areas in the city that most align with your interests. For example, you might be looking for an area with great schools and close to parks if you're bringing up a young family. Or you might want to be near a place with bars and nightlife so you can go out and meet people easily. Once you've identified a few areas of interest in the city, you'll want to create a shortlist in advance of any house hunting trip so that you're not wasting your time in unsuitable neighborhoods. The next tip is to find a great local agent. There's only so much that you can do online, so it's worth finding a local agent who's used to working with people long distance. I work with a ton of people from all over the US who are looking at moving to Spokane. One of the things that I find is helpful for my clients is to do video tours for them, so they can get inside a home in Spokane from anywhere in the country. This has proved to be invaluable for my clients as they're now able to look at how a house flows and how it's pieced together, which isn't always obvious from the listing photos. It's also a great way to check out the neighborhood and the neighbors as well. The next tip is to narrow it down. If you're planning a trip out to Spokane to view houses with me, then it's critical to narrow things down before you get here so you can use your time efficiently and so that you're not wasting any of your valuable time. Identify a handful of neighborhoods that you might want to call home and a handful of houses in each. If you're only going to be in town for a couple of days, then looking at 30 houses isn't going to be realistic. In no time at all, you're going to forget which kitchen belonged to which house had the 2-car garage, which house needed work, which house had the big backyard. You get the picture. Also, it's a good idea to narrow down your price point. If you're pre-approved for around 400k, then look around 400k. Don't be tempted to look at a 200k fixer-upper just because. That's going to make comparing properties really difficult as you've now shifted the goalposts so much. The next tip is to know your market. Understand the kind of market you're buying in. If you're in a buyer's market, then you can consider doing things like offering slightly below list price and asking for things like a home warranty. In a seller's market, essentially you want to create the path of least resistance for the seller and make their life as easy as possible. I can guarantee you're going to get frustrated if you lowball in a seller's market or overpay in a buyer's market. So rely on your agent here. They'll be more than happy to provide data to support their opinion. The next tip is to pre-plan your closing. Once your offer has been accepted, reach out to the closing agent and figure out the logistics of closing. Are you going to be in town for the closing? Are you going to drive your U-Haul up to the closing office? Are you going to fly in specifically for the closing, then fly back and move? Or are you going to do things remotely? Being here in person is always the preferred option. You don't want the closing agent here in Spokane to find a missing signature on a document and need to send it back to you wherever you are. This is going to cause a delay in closing as well as additional fees and is just unnecessary stress for all parties. Thinking about closing early on is really important, especially if you're buying long distance, because remember, the property isn't yours until you've signed on the dotted line and it's recorded as yours. I'm going to include here a bit of a bonus tip, and that is to continue to use your agent. Your agent's job isn't done when your offer is accepted. You can continue to rely on them to do things like let a plumber into the property for an additional inspection on your behalf. If you have any questions or you need help finding documents for your lender, then your agent can help here too. In short, your agent is still your primary advisor up until the point in which you close. Even after you close, your agent will help you get situated into the neighborhood. So lean on them for information, get to know them, and let them take you out for a celebratory drink when you do close. That'll do it for this video. Those are my tips for making the long distance buying process just a little bit easier on you. Like I said, my name is Phil Wells. I can personally help you relocate to Spokane, and I have a network of top agents in North Idaho that can help you there too. Until the next video, thanks for watching.